Hello, welcome to the chordophones. It's good that you are watching Hope Channel Zambia. Today I have a special surprise for you. By the way, we have been appealing on this program to say if you are skilled in playing especially stringed instrument, get in touch with the producer on 0977 108 708. We would like to bring the old-time religion into your homes. Daliso is living with a disability called autism. Welcome to the program. Daliso Miti, how are you?
Thank you.
He's not alone, but he has come with his mentor or a teacher, and her name is Mrs. Agnes Mwale. Mrs. Agnes Mwale, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It's going to be here.
Away from there, our main focus on the chordophone is on the special abilities that Daliso Miti has. And this is what we would like to showcase to the world. Not only that, but those who might be interested in Daliso. He is looking for a job. He is very, very talented in keyboard playing and any other thing. We will find out from himself. Daliso, when did you start playing the keyboard?
I started in 2010 in Ghana.
In Ghana, 2010. By the way, how old are you now?
I'm 20.
You are 20 years old. And in 2010, when you were only 10 years, you were already doing the keyboard. Is it?
That's correct.
Wasn't it difficult? At my age, I failed to learn the keyboard.
It wasn't really, at first it was difficult because I was reading the notes, but when I started it wasn't difficult after that.
I would like us to go straight into his first song before we talk to the mentor, and also before we go to any other special abilities that Daliso has. So for now, Daliso, what is your first song?
It is Love That Makes Us Happy from the Christian song in number 70.
It is love that makes us happy. Play it to my ears, Daliso. lovely piece. How do you feel when you're playing this song?
I feel very happy when I'm playing the song.
Tell me what you love about this song. It is love that makes us happy.
I love the song because it talks about God's love and also talks about being His children, and we must also love God as well. And that's what I can say.
If you were to teach me to play that song on keyboard, what tricks? How would you go about? What do I need to focus on?
If you want to learn the piano, first you have to know, before reading the notes, first you have to know how to play with your fingers on the keyboard before reading the notes.
So first of all, I have to learn how to play, or how to play with my fingers before I start reading the notes. And then when I'm comfortable with the hands or the fingers.
Once you're comfortable with your fingers, then you can start reading the notes.
How long does it take to be comfortable with the hands?
It can take about a month, or maybe a month.
What if you don't have a keyboard? It's a month of how many per day, how many minutes, hours per day?
If you don't have the keyboard, then you can, there are some people that use their phones for learning. Like they'll just download the piano app and then it will help them.
Daliso, you are gifted. Thank you so much. I turn on to Madam Agnes. Madam Agnes Mwale. How did you meet Daliso?
I met Daliso when he came to enroll at our institution. So
tell us about that institution. It's time to market it now.
Okay. So I come from the Sunny Foundation. So this is a skills training center. We train young adults with intellectual disabilities, just like what Daliso has. So we have different kinds of disabilities. So we train them in skills, practical skills, and also soft skills. So in our program, we have a work-based learning. We call it work-based learning. So this program is where we train them in practical skills. So we have the garden station, we have the kitchen station, we have the crafts station, and we also have a dice juicer. So these are the stations that we are currently running, and we are training we call them our trainees. So we call them trainees. So trainees are learning practical skills. And then we have another program, which is called the employability program. This one was accredited by TEVETA in 2018, and it's an online program. So this one, it happens in a classroom setup. So Daliso is also part of that class. So they are learning soft skills, how to communicate, how to behave in a workplace, different kinds of jobs, how to behave towards other people with different race, with different languages in a workplace. So we marry the two, the work-based learning, which is the practical, and also the theory part, which is the employability program.
Of those two sections, I have a question for the first one. What age group do you admit for the first one? Not the employer, but the skills and...
Okay, so we currently enroll 14 years up to 35.
14 to 35.
Yes, because that's a group that we are targeting the people who maybe they've gone through primary education, then after that there's nothing for them to do in the society.
Now coming to the employer one, the other section, where Daliso is a trainee. Shed more light about that one.
Okay, so after going through the employability program that Daliso is attending, we have what we call the supported employment. So supported employment is where we train, then we place, we look for a job and place them in jobs, then we support, then the last one is graduation. So we put them in jobs and then we support them for them to sustain that job.
Excellent. At what stage is now Daliso?
Okay, so Daliso is already in a stage where he can find a job.
He can find a job.
Yes,
he's ready
he's
for
ready
employment.
for employment.
Amen. Daliso, you are ready for employment with all these multi skills that you have. apart from playing the keyboard, what have you benefited or learned from Sunny
Foundation?
Sunny Foundation.
Yes.
I've learned a lot of things at Sunny Foundation. I've learned on my skills, like how to communicate with people, how to do teamwork, and that has helped me a lot.
Communication skills, especially teamwork. Talking about that, Daliso, I'd like you to breathe first of all. Give us another piece of music. When we come back, we'll have a short break, and then we'll have a parent with a teacher. This parent has a child who will be turning 12 years this week, and the child is living with autism. We will hear how she is managing, and also from the side of the teacher. Now what we have is the trainer or the mentor, and also Daliso, who is ready to be employed, living with autism. Your next song, Daliso, will say wonderful words of life. Play it to my ears. I like your selection of music. Do you play in church? Do you play at church also?
Yeah, I do.
Apart from Mount Makulu? Mount Makulu Gospel Band?
Yes, I also play with them as well. We also get invited for programs to other churches.
You also get invited to other churches. Daliso, the group is out for invitation. If you want to invite Daliso to your church, he will be a blessing to you. He has mastered the keyboard. What do you like about this song, Daliso?
Wonderful words of life. I like it because what I can say is it talks about, if you look at other hymns, the words are very touching, and also I like the way it's also written out from the people who wrote the songs.
Thank you so much. I like it because of the selection of words and also from the people who wrote the words. We are yet to give you more information, but for now, we have a testimony from a parent who has a daughter living with autism, and they will come with the teacher. This daughter is at school. The teacher and the mother are here to share their experience with us. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We are still hosting Daliso meeting, a keyboardist on the chordophones. But joining me at this point is Madam Amy Muchindu. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Madam Amy Muchindu is a teacher for special education. We'll get more information from her about different disabilities. And next to her is Madam Costas Songolo. Madam Costas Songolo, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Madam Costas Songolo is a mother who has a child with autism. We will hear a testimony or more information from her. But first things first, let me talk to Madam Amy, the teacher for special education. Madam, there are a lot of disabilities and a lot of abilities or special needs here and there. But on this program, we would like just to talk about autism. At what stage do you identify autism in a child or a person?
Thank you. You can identify autism in a child as early as 12 months.
12 months when they're just baby, growing?
Yeah. And others can predict it even as maybe when the child is 2 years, when the child is 3 years. But those others can manage to predict even as early as 12 months.
But why does it take so long a time, especially for those who are saying 3 years, this and that?
Because there are certain signs that can help you to see that my child is not growing in a normal way. For example, some children will delay in talking.
Okay.
And then the child, for example, a child who has, those who identify as early as 12 months, the child with autism has got problems with social skills. They don't respond. Sometimes they'll not respond when you're talking to them. So you're trying to communicate with a child and you don't see them responding, then you're able to say there's a problem here. Some children also, maybe by the time they reach 2-3 years, you discover that they would isolate themselves. They would just want to play alone in the corner. They don't want to be disturbed. They would develop such behaviors. Some of the children would also have certain habits. For example, self-stimulation. Some children would develop tantrums. And then the parent would wonder, why is this child crying anyhow without any reason? Some children would develop other self-stimulation. For example, the child would just be rocking, rocking, just be shaking without any reason. With other children, they'll even be worse than that. Maybe when the child is angry, the child will just go in the wall and will just be hitting the wall, maybe even for a minute or 2 minutes. So those are some of the things that can make you realize to say, I think I need some intervention here.
Thank you so much. You have raised a number of issues, but we move forward. How can we help such a child as a family, or an extended family, as a community, or a church, or society?
As society, it's very important to know that there's help out there. There are professionals out there. There are people who love these children, and these children are accepted in society.
Amen.
So, as a parent, when you discover such situations, you can also go to the hospital. For example, UTH, they've got facilities where they are going to check on your child, and they'll tell you the problem, the exact problem, and the extent of the child. You can also go to, I'll give example, you can also go to UNZA. There are specialists there who can also assist you on how they can prescribe the the level of disability that a child has, and how they can also counsel you on how you can handle the child. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to cut you short a bit, as a teacher for special education, what would be your comment over communication and social skills? What should be done? What is your advice?
My advice is it has to start with the parent first.
At home.
At home.
First of all.
Yes.
Should be acceptance.
Acceptance by the parent at home. Because the parent is the key.
The extended family also?
Yes, the parent is the key. Extended family is the key to help this child. When we bring this child in society, the parent should be able to tell the society to say, handle my child like this. Because if you are not doing that, the society will not know how to handle. They are not trained. So for me, I believe that the parents should, and the relatives should help in involving the society to know how to handle the children with autism.
Thank you. We are coming back to her to find out about stigma, but not now. For now, I invite Madam Dalitso Songolo. Welcome. I have known you for a long time. I'd like to make you comfortable.
Sure.
Share with us your experience for your daughter living with autism.
Thank you, my elder. Actually, I've learned already so much right here. I've pieced a few things that I used to see in my child, which I didn't know that they were due to this problem. The first thing that I noticed is that, when I came to know that she has this problem, it was when she was in grade 3. And
grade 3. By then, how old was she?
And that's the issue. Grade 3, she was 8, going on 9. You can imagine.
Late, it only around 8,
Yes.
9.
What happened was that all this time, you see, speech was delayed. She could only make audible sentences at 7.
Did you punish her for that, or you were using a little bit of force before you knew?
Yes, and in fact, not only that, I thought, what kind of a lazy child is this? Especially that she delayed to walk. Everything about her was late. And then, again, I thought maybe it's this gated community, you know. We're only a nucleus family, so maybe that's why. And when speech delayed, I thought it's because what language she used, because we are mixed race.
I cut you short a bit, we move forward. Now that you have discovered or you have come to know where the problem is, what changes have you done, or what experience can you share with others?
Yes, the first change is in my attitude towards the child.
When you say attitude, exactly what?
The way my expectations of the child and the way I respond to her tantrums. I'll give you my personal testimony, for example. I don't have a tooth here.
Yes.
The teacher has talked about
You have an aperture in between.
Yes, she broke my teeth. This was my daughter.
Oh, it's not a natural aperture.
No.
Okay.
And at that time, it was like, what? This child is pent up, you know.
By then, okay, she was trying to fight with you? Or
No,
you
she
disturbed
would not
her?
speak, so maybe she's inside. So all she would do is slap, slap, slap. But when the slaps were really hard, then what led me to take her to hospital, because I took her to hospital for me to know the autism. In class, when writing, she would never finish her work, and she would get tired from the first subject. Then her writing, she would start okay, but it would either go up or the words would start slanting down. So I thought maybe her sight was bad. But later on, when we went to the hospital, that's when they told me that no, she has autism. Now that was heartbreaking news.
What came into your mind?
What came into my mind? Why? No, it can't happen to me. No, not me, you know. And unfortunately, I took it personally, like it had happened to me. instead of looking at the child who has the problem, I started looking at myself. How will I live in society with this thing, like that? And then you start to realize that all the failures that we called failures are actually not failures, but a problem. So with the help, actually I should mention here that with the help of my former headmaster, Mr. Skagwa, who stays in Kafue in Kasaka, he told me a story of, because she would have mornings when she didn't want to go to school at all, but she's a bright child. And so he told the story of sometimes look into bullying, maybe there's bullying in school, and he told of a story of a child who started refusing to go to school, and the grandmother would say, you will suffer in the future, you thou child, and those kinds of things we do. But then I started observing for those signs that maybe it was bullying. Then after that, when I was told it was autism, with the help of my church leaders like Pastor Siamaundu, actually counseled me and showed me that the problem was not about me, but about the child. And this is where we lose it most of the time.
Thank you so much. We are about to wind up this segment, but share with me other experiences concerning routine works or routine things for people living with autism at times. How disturbed do they become, say, at short notice? You change something?
No, she doesn't accept that. Change is not something she takes to very, very well. And you see, the difficult part is that in society, we don't know that this is a problem. Just say, she has got that thing. You can't say what it is, just say, she has got that thing. But then when you come to know that actually this thing has a name and it's called autism, you start to observe that, like our man here is playing the instruments. She's very good at that. In fact, for her, she can play the instrument from listening, not reading.
Amen.
She can play the, what do you call this, the wind instruments.
Yes.
Teaching herself, just from looking at these who are singing on Hope Channel, she'll go and start practicing.
We look forward to featuring her one day. We come back to the teacher. Madam, how do you treat the issue of stigma in case as a teacher, or bullying, or any other thing? And to the parent, I'm coming with your with the last question after her.
For me, I've not experienced any bullying in the institution where I work, because when we receive a child, we inform the friends to say, this is a special child that we have. So we also tell the children to say, she needs assistance.
Excellent.
She needs love. So the entire environment that she's in, she's usually loved, she's usually assisted, and they play with her in a normal way.
Thank you so much. They play with her in a normal way. As a parent, the final words, number one, I would like to say, what message or word of encouragement would you have to those families who have hidden the problems that they have at home? And when you address that, I want you to talk about what you have found out when it comes to loyalty and the asking for forgiveness from your daughter as a mother. So number one, parents or families who are hiding children with autism. The last one is on loyalty and forgiveness.
I would like to encourage all parents that let's not be embarrassed by our children. I have my own personal experience where when we go out in public, one thing comes out mostly is that her social behavior is not the one we normally expect of children. She's a bit different. And for that, people will say she's ill-mannered, you see? Yes, you leave her, but you get these insinuations that she's ill-mannered, when actually it's just the difference in her. Then when it comes to being wronged, she hid people who bullied her. They beat her up. They were classmates. That's what resulted in me bringing her to the Lusaka schools when we live in Kafue. She was coming with her school friends from school. They wanted water. She went inside the house to bring them water. She didn't find the bottled water. That time we had cholera. She didn't find the bottled water. So she went back to the gate to tell them, we don't have bottled water, Mama hasn't bought. Then they sent her back and said, okay, go bring us fruits because I've got orange trees at home. She went back, but because it's now fruits, they have to climb. She went and asked the big sister, get me some fruits, my friends are asking for fruits outside. The sister said, no, we just harvested over the weekend. Tell them to wait for them to grow. She goes to the gate again to report. You know, she's very sendable. She goes again to report there. Then they beat her up for being useless. She was so beaten that you couldn't like it. And the school where she was at the time, I took the matter, the way it was handled, I was forced to come to Lusaka. But at that time, I did not know. I thought she was such a foolish child who was so dull, you know. But then later on, with the revelation of the disease, I realized they are easily manipulated. And so, as people, friends, neighbors, when we see these children who look to be a bit on the softer side, because we're not exposed, you know, when you say autism, it's such an English thing. In our village setting, I should say, we just know if your child won't do something, it's a stick. You want a child to do something, it's a stick. But for these ones, then when you come to learn that, some people, that's their limit. The stick won't help anything, you know.
Thank you so much. Much information can be given, but we are on the chordophones. I hope you have been able to learn something. If you have a child living with autism, feel free to see medical doctors or share, and also find out information from parents, teachers, and others who have been exposed to such. We continue on the chordophones with Daliso Miti, and his next song is On the Stormy Jordan, or On the Banks of the Stormy Jordan. Daliso, we come, let me be personal. What job would you like to do, Daliso? What if someone were to offer you, or any company were to come to employ you? What is your skill?
If someone offers me a job, I'd be interested in IT.
IT?
Yes.
Excellent.
And also music as well.
And music. Thank you. Have you done any of IT courses?
Yes, I've done IT courses before at my previous school in Zimbabwe. I'm actually good at computers, so I know how to do in that area.
Excellent. So Daliso has done computer courses. If you are looking for a person to work in computer department, here is one. In addition to that, he can play music. he can play a keyboard. What about recording and doing these other things if it comes to music?
Yes, I'm also able to do that with using my keyboard.
We go back to computers. I'm getting interested. Exactly which branch or what in computers are you able to do?
I'm able to, like, I can do computer software. Like, I can, like, if there's a problem with the software, I'm able to fix it. That's what I can do.
Excellent troubleshooting software, including operating systems.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We would like to market Daliso. Daliso is only 20 years old, multi-skilled. If you want someone that you feel you can employ, here is one. You are talking to one. Let me go to his trainer. Madam, what are some of the challenges that you face as an institution in terms of making sure that you prepare your trainees for jobs?
Some of the challenges that we face, I think firstly, like we have heard before, the acceptance needs to come from a parent.
So acceptance from the family or the guardian.
So, like our program, like I explained previously, is when you are training somebody and you have that hope that you know, you are very positive that they will do it. And if the family members are not as supportive and they are saying, okay, I think he can't do anything. So it becomes very challenging to reach a point where you
So
want to
in short, families, do not write a script for your child or a script for your relative. They will not leave your script. They have their own life. But away from there, let's talk about Daliso. What are some of the good things that you can market Daliso, despite the special ability or this and that? What are some of the things that you can do?
Well, for Daliso, I have had a chance to train him and also to try him on a job. So what we do, we assess on a job to see if he's ready, and have done that with Daliso. So it's for him, what I've discovered is the job that we took him in, he might not have so much experience in that, but he was able to learn. Within a shortest period of time, he was able to learn. So that's something that I consider his strength, because he's able to, when you tell him and you encourage him to say you can do it, he's not going to come back and say, okay, I failed, I won't do it. But he's well motivated. If you encourage him and if you give him something new, he's ready to learn. That's something positive about
If
it.
you give him something new, he is ready to learn. Actually, from experience, the world, I think you've heard that most of the researchers and also professors, doctors, they were people who lived with autism. So no more segregation or no stigma. We are all one. All we need is just to appreciate each person's skills. Talking about that, Daliso, play to my ears, take the world, but give me Jesus. you so much coming, Daliso. What would be your appeal for someone out there who may offer a job to you, future employer? What would be your appeal? I'd like you to market yourself.
I'm interested in computers or music, and I would be very happy to do that.
Daliso says he's appealing for a job in the computer industry or music. If there's a job somewhere that you know of, why don't you get in touch with us on 0977 108 708. We'll link you to Daliso. He is ready to be employed. I come to the trainer. I'd like you to make an appeal also to the audience out there for Daliso and many other people who are differently abled and how they should take them.
Just like what everybody has said, it's people with different abilities. So if we call them that, then we know each and every person is special in their own way. So that just the same like Daliso has learned computers, he knows how to play a keyboard, and he's trainable. Any other person can. So it's up to us to give them a chance and to see what they can do. They can do many other things, even the things that the typically developed people can do. So just give them a chance and see what they're able to do. And you will be shocked that they can do many more things that we didn't think of.
Thank you so much. As we come to the end of the program, my appeal is that may God's love be also your love. Your mercy, or God's mercy, your mercy also, so that other people may come to know the Lord in a personal way through your generosity. We are appealing that Daliso is looking for a job, and also for those parents with children or with special abilities, please take care of them, love them, do not punish them, do not despise them. Until next time, it's bye-bye for now.